Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing great. For those tuning on Restream, YouTube, Facebook, and for those who follow my show real TikToks under APCS895. How's everybody doing this evening? Happy Memorials Day to all the people that we've lost that paid the ultimate sacrifice. You know, today is your day, but your day is always. You paid the ultimate sacrifice, and you will always be remembered and honored. You know, that's sometimes people forget people's names, and stuff like that, but that's okay. Uh, just pay homage to all the people, all the brave soldiers that done lost their lives in combat, and it changes you forever going through something like that. But that's life, right? There's other things that can do that, but being in combat, you pay the ultimate sacrifice because you're protecting this country. You take an oath to protect this country, and depends of what job you have in the military. Could be a matter of life or death, right? Especially when you're in the front lines. I've been there in the front lines. Uh, Something it feels like, even though you continue to live this life, that uh, it's like you're still living in the moment of that time frame of when you're out there in combat and stuff like that. When people come up against you in a negative way, but let me send out the link tonight with strange spiritual events, and I can keep on talking, dealing with the military. How you doing, cousin? If you, I mean, you're good moderating, cuz, or do you want to jump on? I'll send you a link. Uh, yeah, I remember all the people before me, man. Uh, I've heard stories of people losing their battle buddies or friends out in combat and stuff like that. Uh, Luckily, I did not witness nothing like that. That My whole crew made it back safely. Not just my crew, my platoon, my company, a battalion. We fought valiantly when we were in combat, and I'm just blessed to be here amongst the living. But sometimes, the government sees us as expendables. So we're not in. I haven't been in combat in a very long time, so they decide to target you a different way, right? Through medicines and stuff, try to find a way to try to take you out of this world. So it's like a constant battle. When somebody is trying to come up against you in a negative way, because they show you the true nature. And uh, spiritually, I can see right through these individuals. And it happens to me all the time. Every time I go to a VA, it never disappoints. They never disappoint because they always say something, but I don't play their game. You know, it would be a whole different thing if I'll be in a whole different environment instead of the VA facility, and somebody comes with me a certain way, like they're going to do something, then they'll see how I can be. They'll see the highly trained soldier. And I'll take care of business. But I see the games that they play. And I do not, how should I say, play their games. I just try to go find loops over what they're trying to do or whatever like that. But that's life. What's up, Juan Avila? what I'll do, Primo, I'll just send you the link just in case, you want to. You don't have to. It's up to you. Whenever you feel better, then, by all means, So, but I'm still going to send you the link just in case you you decide if you want to join or not. It's up to you. You know. Anyways, Mondays is always kind of slow. Yeah, I remember. I used to cut grass for for veterans when I was a kid, 5 6 years old. I was already cutting grass. My neighbor across the street, I was trying to make a buck or two, and uh, it was my padrino, my godfather. His name was Pedro, Pete, and he was like, "What is this?" He would tell his wife, "Okay, what am I going to use him for?" He's like, "He's too skinny. He can push his lawnmower." And his wife would say, "Give him a chance. Show him. So train him like you used to train the soldiers in the army. Show him how to use it. Show him what you know." And I guess he became like my mentor, man, because he showed me how to use a lawnmower. He showed me how to check the oil, put the gas in it, check the spark plugs. We really didn't want me messing too much with the spark plug, but I would see, he would show me everything he would do. Back then, had the handsaw to trim the branches. You had to do it by hand. But yeah, he was a good guy. Sometimes he'll call me in the middle of me cutting the grass, and he would say, "Come take a break," because his yard was pretty big, and he started sharing his stories of when he was in combat and stuff like that to me. Opening up to me and talk about all the medals he had in his trophy case. I believe even Purple Heart, he hit the bullet of what he got hit with. Um, so yeah, I respect those before me, man. For those that have never served, then and then you wouldn't understand. Being working at the mall as a security is not being. I'm telling you that right now. Is you're not sacrificing nothing when you take that oath and to send you to a combat environment. That's where you're sacrificing everything because anything can happen. When you take the oath to serve your country. How you doing, brother Juan Avila? How you doing tonight? Yeah, I remember my he was in the army, and then I had another godfather that I would cut his grass also, Nemo Santiago. He was in he was a Marine. He had gotten hit by, what do you call it? A blister agent. So there was days where he starts screaming because blisters will appear all over his body. So they would give him medicines to rub on it, but it'll be like from head to toe, man. He'll be screaming because the blisters were burning his body. So people just don't know uh, what a what a what a soldier goes through, right? I had a friend named Noe, and his father was a Vietnam vet, and he got hit by the Agent Orange, and he would be screaming a lot, suffering and pain. I mean, I'm talking about very loud yells, uh, very painful, So for those that make fun of veterans or anybody that served the United States Army, shame on you. and get a life. Uh, I know that it's not the choice that you made in your life, but should respect the veterans because we're the one that place our life on the line for this country, which includes for every American. Doesn't matter what party you're in. Doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person. You know, we place the life for every single American here. Yeah, well, I get that a lot from not from the people that are regulars here. Uh, I mean, I'm going through things that people wouldn't understand. Just put it this way: when the government is coming after you and they got a hit out for you, and they're trying to find any way possible to try to take you out because they see you at the as a threat because you talk openly about things. You don't sugarcoat nothing. You say it straight up and exposing them of what they're about. So this sees me a threat. So I've been getting heat from them. Just put it that way, coming after me, trying to do this and that. The only thing I can say, because I know they tune into the show too, is if you decide to come after me, uh, I'll be waiting, and you're gonna have a fight in your hands. I'll be a wreck on one when you decide to try to do something. I'm seeing cousin. Uh, I don't see you up there. Let me refresh the link. See if that'll help. Let me refresh it. I'll send you another link, cousin. See what it does. If not, it has to be with the weather. The thunderstorms been coming hot and heavy all night. Brother Josh Turner wanted me to join his live last night, but it was pretty bad here. Lightning, thunder, uh, heavy rain. Our backyard floods. So I had, we're keeping an eye on that just in case something happened. I didn't want to be on the show and have to leave real quick because I'm trying to handle like water or trying to come into the house and stuff like that, like flooding. So, I just said that I couldn't do the join them tonight because of that. The There was a tornado that was in Killeen, and another tornado that was spotted in Holland, which is nearby Temple. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. In San Antonio, yeah, it came from over here, and there's still more going your way. It's supposed to be raining all week, man. That was crazy weather, thunder, lightning, like loud, man. But I used to train in that kind of weather when I was in the military. When people they have tornado watch, there's tornado, I'll be out there when the tornadoes be coming. One morning, I remember I was in my tank in my sleeping bag, and I heard the first sergeant yelling, "Tornado, tornado!" When I look, I seen the tornado coming towards the tank. I rolled in my sleeping bag and closed the hatch, and it passed right over us. You know, you could see the trail where it picked up all the grass and went right over us and picked up the grass in front of us. Yeah, I used to train it. I used to be reading maps with water this high from the creeks when the water would rise into the land. I'm used to being out there, but that was then. I had no choice. When we training doing missions, I had no choice but to work in that environment. You was trained to work in any kind of environment, any kind of condition. Doesn't matter if it was cold, doesn't matter if it was raining, it was freezing, it was hot as hell. Uh, we trained for every occasion. So how you doing, cousin?
Um, all right, man. I'm having trouble reading. My left eye is like really, really foggy. I can't see nothing. Well, I can't very see very. I see very little out of it, man. But I've
Did
been
you Are you
putting
staying
on,
away from the sugars?
huh?
Staying away from
Yeah,
sugars?
man.
Yeah,
Water.
man. Got to do what you got to do, cuz stay
I've
away
been
from that.
putting. I've been putting eye drops in it, man, and
Unlubricant,
it's
man.
starting to
All this
clear
stuff.
it.
Yeah, that's what it does. Sugars have to come out somewhere, and that's where most of the sugars come out through. Sometimes is the eyes, a growing area, your feet, but the eyes it affects the eyes the most.
What's going on, everybody?
Just
Sorry
gotta
that
be.
I've been absent, dealing with some stuff. I can only see out of one eye, and I have to get really close just to read. I wasn't gonna come on today, man, but man, I miss being
So
on here.
we're gonna call you One Eye Jesse. You know, a pirate patch, cuz like the pirates.
Arr, mate.
Yeah, when I was affected, it was on my left eye. You
My
know,
left eye.
my left eye had I guess it was bleeding. I didn't even know. They contacted me a year later. Like, oh, wait, you have this appointment because a year
Thank you,
ago
my
you were
boy.
bleeding from your left eye. I said, well, that's good to know. I mean, this is the first time you're hearing about. Nobody
So
told me about it.
what happened, cousin, is I was weed eating without any safety goggles, and something jumped, popped up, and hit me in my eye, dude, and it's been like that ever since, man. So yesterday, today, I've been putting eye drops, and it's getting a little better. I found my safety glasses today.
Well, so you were outside cutting grass.
Yeah, I was out there with the weed eater, and something popped up and hit me in my eye. Nice to see you too, Monica.
The Chapulín Colorado.
Yeah, something like that. But
Yeah, man, it's not good when you get something in your eye either.
you hit me right in the corner, man, right in the corner of my eye, and I've been seeing everything blurry. Thank you, Monica. Appreciate it. I was like Forrest Gump. Something bit, man.
I mean, that's like Mondays is always slow for us. It's like the slowest day of the week. I think. Am I right? Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Mondays
Monday is.
slow as hell. Uh, I guess because brother Josh Turner's got his lives that he does on Mondays, but it's slow for us. It's been slow like most of the Mondays because people are getting ready to well
Get into
Sunday
work mode.
to work. So. But yesterday, I think did pretty good speaking, about what I felt about certain things, and it's like just
Yeah,
speaking
man.
it. I'm not sugarcoating anything for anybody.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
man. When I read what they posted, man, it like En vez de darme coraje, me dio risa. Instead of making me pissed off, it made me laugh because, I know you, cousin, and I know better than that shit, man. Come on now. So,
Uh,
that's why I posted better a blonde than his mom.
I'm telling you, man, if I were crash, I ain't gonna say nothing. The only thing is que Dios le ayuda al güey porque si yo lo miro, that's it, man.
I don't know why he's trying to go after your wife, man, but I guess that's because he knows that gets to you.
No,
But
it's not. It's to me, it's not even about that, man. But I'm just. If we cross paths, man, you're gonna know who Saren C is. That's all I'm gonna say. And
you're gonna
as
stand
long
there
as
and
there's gonna be no talking, there ain't gonna be no brother Ape see us. You know, I'm gonna. I'm. How's that saying go? I'm gonna do him dirty. Just put it that way.
it's on site, huh?
Yep.
It's on site.
No questions asked. I don't wanna. By that time, there's gonna be no talking. All the stuff that you accumulated is going to be upon you. The wrath is going to be on you.
That ain't even the most extreme part, Monica. I was trying to cut my toenail and somehow I wound up cutting my toe. I was bleeding like a stuck pig. I can't see, man. So I got a band-aid on my toe right now. You didn't see what they posted, Lerny? Well, we're not even gonna try to talk about that, man.
I'm telling you, man. The lesson I'm going to teach you, but by the time I'm done with you, you're going to be working 10 jobs to pay that child support for your child. I know y'all got a term in your. There's a term the hillbilly say. They say, "Beat you like a redheaded stepchild." Yeah, so that's what I'm going to say. And I'll leave it at that.
Gonna beat you like a rented mule. Hello, Ren. How you doing?
I just jealous he will never have a woman to take out to lunch.
I don't blame him. The women he's got, they eat a lot. Taking them out to eat to break them. Playing hungry, hungry hippos. She eating up all the food. Eat vegetable.
Yeah, so much about that idiot. We ain't
Ugh.
gonna talk about them anymore for the rest of the show. They can go play in the cornfield for all I care. Uh, Teacher Learning says women lose their appetite seeing him. Yeah, she's you know, he's not the best looking guy in the world, man.
Cousin Abe. Can
I
we
don't
get
know, not to
wrong with
be
shit?
mean with anybody, but I don't know what the woman that been with him seen in him. You know, I mean, were they drunk? This is a bigger question. Were they drunk? I mean, what happened? He went from Cinderella to the stepsister.
She went from Cinderella to the pumpkin.
Well, you look at the guy, and it looked like he got beat with a stick in the face. I don't see what this woman seen in him, or not just even that. What they seen in him, or to have children with him. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to be mean, but yeah, he's not the best looking guy. And the only
Yes,
reason I'm saying
but
that to disrespect the women that have children with him is because he's always making fun of everybody else, but he don't look at himself. He
Scott, I
don't look
think he's from Chicago.
how he looks and how his body looks. Bent out of shape.
I don't know. I don't watch the news, man, and I knew that, Scott.
Uh, I don't know. I'm not Catholic, man. I don't follow the Catholic, the Pope. The only Pope I knew was uh and he was the most popular one out of Elleron.
Oh, you
Everyone, but
mean
he didn't.
Juan
His
Pablo
last name wasn't
II?
Pope. It was Bob
Juan
Pope.
Pablo wasn't it Juan Pablo II? John Paul II was the most
No,
popular pope.
no, cousin.
Yeah, he's the
Bob.
one. That,
Listen to me. Bob
oh, Bob
Pope.
Hope. Bob Hope.
If there was anything close to a good man, it would be Bob Pope.
He did
He
all
was
the
good.
tribute to the troops.
He cared about the people. Bob Pope, and he
Mhm.
wasn't even a pope. Just a
Nope.
regular man. Comedian, and he was loved by. He would go to every. It was Memorial's Day. He would go to and perform for the soldiers and everything. Bob Hope.
No,
He
I know
was
who you're talking about.
yeah. I used to like Bob Hope, man. He had a good heart, Mr. Bob Hope.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
don't want.
popes, but Bob Hope would do a lot of good works.
That's the
He
last thing you want,
it goes
Scott.
by the works. Look at Bob Hope and look at all his accolades of everything he would do. How he cared about people and children.
Yeah, you don't want that, Scott Baker. You don't want the one world religion because that's the dawning of the end for the coming of the Antichrist and the false prophet.
I don't know. Bob Hope was a good guy, man. That's all I can tell you.
No, no, I
He
know
was,
you what you're talking about. I'm trying to answer Scott Baker's
yeah,
question.
I was telling about Mob Rules. He said Fred Rogers was probably the world's best man. I don't know, man. Look at the works Bob Hope did.
Bob
No
Hope is
different.
going to continue the
No,
troops forever, man.
yeah, him, Bob Hope will be him, and then probably the other guy will be Jerry Lewis.
Yep. And
But
Bob
Bob
Hope will
Hope,
get all these stars to go with him too, man.
he's always
He always
doing things for the soldiers. Bob Hope and Jerry Lewis would do it for all the kids for the muscular. Just was it?
muscular dystrophy.
Because there were some good people, man.
Yeah, that's back when.
When have you ever seen the 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 Popes do anything like that for any children?
That's back when Jerry Lewis joined, owned all the 7-Elevens, man. They were that was his business, and then he sold it to the Arabs.
Yeah, I'm just saying those
I
boys right
remember
there,
his telephones.
they're in the high echelon for me that I remember from my childhood would be them out of any kind of Pope. I don't remember their works, but I remember their works. You know, it goes by the works that you do here in this earth. They had the platform to do it, and they did it. You know. So tonight, brothers and sisters, sorry about I just don't want to feel like talking about this other individuals. Um, but yeah, I think wasn't Bob Hope a veteran also? Let me see. I'm thinking he was a veteran. Bob Hope. I know Elvis Presley was a veteran.
Yep.
Bob Barker was a veteran. Bob Barker was another one. Uh, Bob Barker, he was in the Air Force. You know? He was from born in May 29, 1903, and passed away in 2003.
He lived a
Wow.
long time.
Check it out, man. Check out this about Bob Hope. It says in 1997, Congress passed a bill that made him an honorary veteran of the armed forces. Hope they made that for him as an honorary veteran because he did a
All
lot
his
of
work,
for the
all his work,
military.
man, passed off. All his
USA,
work.
what's it called? USAA. From 1941 to 1991, he made 57 tours for the United Service Organizations, the USO,
The USO.
USO, from 41 to 1991, dude.
He left a legacy, man. He left a legacy. You can't say USO without remembering Bob Hope, man.
Now, when you ask me about the Pope who, I really don't. I don't look into that. You know, if a person is doing the good works and is showing the good works, right there, it's something someone I remember that was a good person, man.
Yeah, I remember that my Bruce, my grandmother was a big fan of Bob Hope. I mean, of Bob Barker. And when he left, she quit watching.
Yeah, it was not the same, man. It had two different people, right? I think Drew.
Drew Carey is still on there, man.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not the same without Bob
No,
Barker and Charlie.
no, no.
Charlie, there was the next, the man with the voice, the deep voice. I think Wheel of Fortune stopped already, right?
Yeah, I think Pat said Jack quit
Call
or
it.
died. Yeah, he called it.
He quit. I mean, not he quit. He retired.
And Jeopardy, Alex Trebek died.
He said, Monica said, I can appreciate any pope. To be honest, yeah, they, that religion they go by their rules and regulations. They don't go by what's happening out here in society with man. They go by what they're by their vows to the Catholic Church. But just because they're dressed in white and they got a structure doesn't mean that they're that closer to God than anybody else. It's like when I joined you got the Air Force, you got like different branches of service. You got the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, Marines, and we all go by a different. We got a rank structure, but we have our own chain of command. You know? But yeah, it said Ryan said, Chris, I haven't watched TV in so long, man. Honestly,
I don't watch TV at all, man. I'm always on my tablet or on my phone, dude. But I don't watch TV.
I don't
It's
even watch.
all
How old is Simon now? Also, by the way, is he like in his 70s now?
who?
Simon from America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah, man. He's old now, man.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
up
I
there in
catch,
age.
I catch an occasional video on YouTube that when they pop up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't have to watch TV, man. It's all state-run propaganda, dude. All
I
fake
haven't gone
news.
to stepped in a Catholic church ever since I talked to a priest and told me that Went there to ask him for spiritual advice, and he told me, what do you might want me to tell you? This is just a 9 to 5 job for me. I was like, that's what he told me, man. So it's like, well, what is he telling me? They don't got no faith. They don't believe in Jesus Christ. That he just gets up there and reads out of the Bible without no belief or faith in him. You know, I figured, somebody that has some kind of title is going to share some wisdom and knowledge with you. He couldn't share diddly squat with me. But he said it was a 9 to 5 job for him. So if that's what he's being taught, that it's a 9 to 5 job, right? Then that means that's what the structure is about. The tithe, money.
Dude, they passed that thing around. I went to a
The more
wedding.
they bring to the congregation, the more money they make. You see a lot of that through a lot of people that are preachers. What was the guy's name? The one that's always smiling and making a shitload of money in Houston. Uh, I can't remember the name of the guy. There's so many. There's some that says, "Put your hand on the screen," blah blah blah. And then the little Visa or Mastercard pops on the bottom of the screen for
And then he
donation.
says, God will grant you a miracle for 1995.
Oh man,
Yeah, man, I went to a wedding in a Catholic church, man. We were just there for a wedding. That collection basket passed around 5 times, man. And people, every time it would pass by, people would put money in. I'm like, man, se están bañando con la cubeta grande.
yeah.
Welcome, Shelly Hope. Oh, that's right, cousin. How rude of me. Thank you for your service, brother.
I was just getting my head more loose because I got more hair on my head now, and cuts the circulation a little bit. So there you go. Trying to fit it better to be more relaxed. It was Presley had this patch. If you look in his old uniforms, he was a tanker. Y'all know that? Oh, he was in a. Let me see. Elvis Presley, the singer from Guns N' Roses.
Axel Rose.
He used to be in the army. He was a tanker also. On his one of his shoulders, he's got a Unicrest of like a track. That's from that Unicrest is from 132 Armor, where I was stationed in Fort Hood. It was called 132 Armor the first 2 years I was there, but then it changed colors and it became 212 Cav. But it was 132 Armor first. So the Unicrest he's got on his shoulder is like a track. Let me see if I can find it. But he served in the same location in my same unit that I was in Fort Hood. There it is. I'll show it to you. That's a Unicrest from my battalion, man. When I was in station, that's the one that I need to find, man. I haven't been able to find one because they deactivated it and they changed it to the other one that I have, which is like a cactus. But anything dealing with armor is going to have something with a tank, like the one I got on my forehead right here. Oh, see it? Old Ironside. You got some that are on Hell on Wheels. They got different names, but I was on Old Ironside.
Thank you, Shelly.
Yeah, he was always getting in trouble, man. The people that worked with him, they said he was a troublemaker. He was always getting Article 15s and stuff. I know they chapter him out of the military or what. Let me share this picture with y'all so y'all can see what I'm talking about. All right, here you go. See what we got here. Let me catch up with these comments before I continue. Yeah, don't strain your eyes, primo. You gotta relax them. I don't even know where I left off here in the comments. All right, let me see. Oops. Oh,
What happened, cousin? You gonna share a picture?
yeah, shoot. Can you see that, primo? Hello?
Yeah, I
There's
see
a,
it.
there's a track.
Oh, I see it now.
It's Unicrest. The Unicrest for 132 armor.
Cool.
Because he was in the military. There's the evidence, the proof. 132 armor. As a tank track.
Tread.
This is called a Unicrest. For those that didn't know, now you know.
Excuse me. Yeah, you way down there on them comments. There you go. You caught up now.
Yeah, he was in the 80s or in the 80s before he started jamming. He was there like I think 80 something he was there. But yeah, he was always to my it was always getting Article 15s and stuff. I don't know whatever happened to him if he still sings or what. I don't know.
He sings,
I
man.
met a lot of people in the military, man. They were very talented. Actually, I had a friend that I was sing dude with a guitar. He would play at the pubs in Germany, and the Germans liked him because he could sing. He kind of is a real good singer, man, and he knew how to play the guitar. Let me see if I can find Elvis's one. Guess where he was too? Remember I said 132 armor?
Hmm?
He was in 132 armor also.
Elvis?
Elvis Presley. Same unit I was in on Fort Hood. But it was a long time ago. I'm gonna show you the look. I'm gonna show you something. He's got the. I guess they were the Unicus different back then. Uh, I guess he was in the Spearhead because his old line. First armor is all Ironside. Second armor is Hell on Wheels, and then the third armor is a Spearhead, and that's what Elvis Presley was in Spearhead. It's a third armor division. I'm just I don't know if people knew this or not.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let me share these pictures here. Got two pictures of Elvis.
Uh-huh.
Check it out.
Wow.
There it is. Spearhead number three. There's a tank, and this one right here is kind of freaked out because I don't know, maybe they changed it back in the but the Unicrest you never wore it here. This for the 132 armor. Like he has it up here. I don't know if somebody made it this way or what, but they never were. What you were up here is your rank, and I don't know. Maybe somebody just made that or some kind of artwork or something. But but that's a Unicrest for 132 armor. Something that will be on your dress screens, not on your BDU cap. What will be up here will be your rank, right? If you were private or whatever. Let me see. You kidding me? see you got any rank on them. No, I don't see no rank on them. Oh yeah, here it's got the rank of NCO sergeant. You know, all this has changed over the years. Okay, let's stop sharing that one. So just showing a little bit of maybe people knew this or not. I don't know, but Elvis Presley was stationed in Fort Hood. If nobody knew that, I knew where his house was, where he stayed. He used to live in somewhere in Harker Heights. You know, I think the draft got a lot of those people in there. You know that I remember Muhammad Ali. He went against that. That he even changed his name to saying he was Muhammad Ali, but his real name was Cactus Clay.
Cassius Clay.
Cassius, yeah.
He went to
So he
prison over that, man.
to a Muslim, right? Was it
Yeah, he was Muslim, Muhammad Ali.
to Muslim to say he was an American?
He went to prison over that, man. They took his title for that shit.
Yeah. How long did he go to prison?
I can't remember, but he had a hard time getting back into the boxing business, man, because he was banned.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When people wouldn't, when there was like a, what do you call it? It's like a draft. When they
It's a
draft you in,
draft. It's a draft.
there was some people that were draft dodgers. The Dodgers that the Dodgers draft, but a lot of them got prison time, right? Somebody
Yep,
says,
he sure did. He said, ain't no Vietnamese ever called him a nigga. That's what he
like
said. I see the video.
Muhammad Ali.
I seen the
What
video.
What's sad about that is look at his condition towards the end, and he never was in a combat environment. And the condition he had was because of the boxing world.
Yeah, George Foreman laid it on him, man.
It was informing. It was the other guy.
Michael Spinks.
The guy that hurt him the most was what's his name? It wasn't George Foreman,
Larry Holmes.
huh? No. Well, he put it on him too, but the one that did the number on him was what was his name? Oh man, I'm trying to remember his names. He was darker than night, short.
Darker than night.
It was darker than night and short, and he's the one that put the beating on him. Cause I think they were like in two or three fights. But he's the one. Wasn't it? What was his name? Started with his. Uh, see, I can remember. Let me see. I can find it.
Joe Frazier. There you go, my
Oh,
bros.
Frazier. Yeah, he's the one that put the
The beat
whooping on.
number.
He even told him. He even told him. He said, "Look, said you might have won, but look at you now. I did that to you." He told him straight up in an interview, man. Told him that. He said he left him that way. All the hard blows to the head. What was his nickname? Jumping Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, let's go to the title. I know I've been going off topic. I just playing a little bit of homage to some of these people from the past. We're fixing to hit the 12 hour, 12 o'clock here. Then we almost go in live for about an hour. Uh, who win in this prime or Tyson prime? Mm, I don't know, man. I, honestly, I think I think Muhammad Ali would outbox Tyson
Oh yeah, yeah.
because
He's good with
Tyson
that
is
good
just
job.
one of those guys that was going in for the quick finish. Uh, we really didn't have no footwork. He would maneuver around the ring, box.
He
That's why he
didn't.
beat a box by a real boxer like Holyfield. Beat him all every time he fought Holyfield. Holyfield outboxed him. I even
When
think
he
that
when
if Larry Holmes was in his prime, he would beat him also. So he's really not that good of a boxer. I'm talking about boxing. You put a young Larry Holmes or people that knew how to box that would have boxed him. A lot of the boxers in this time frame, like Fury, uh, he knew how to do a couple of jabs, but he really didn't have that much good footwork, uh, like the boxers from back in the day. I think a lot of those fights are kind of staged. They do it for the money. Yeah, I didn't like Tyson Fury. I mean, the boxers from back in the day were pretty good because they did the work, the jumping around, and the footwork and stuff. And boxing for them it wasn't just a business; it's a way of life. So they have to try to survive in there in order to fight the next fight. But nowadays, boxing to me is kind of like a joke because there's always somebody taking a dive, right? We see it all the time. They take a dive, just a quick pay to take a loss. Yeah, and Muhammad Ali, man, he could have protected himself better if he wanted to, but he wanted to entertain the crowd. That's what he would do. All the crazy stunts that he would do to entertain the crowd. But if he would just do pure boxing without the BS, yeah, he could have protected himself a lot more. But to him, it was about boxing and entertaining the crowd. That's what he would do. All the fancy move with his feet and stuff like that. Trust me, when you're a fighter yourself, uh, you know how to study your opponent. It's not about. It's all about always finding a way, finding that opening to use against your opponent. And Tyson is only good for a couple of rounds, the 4 rounds, and then he gets tired out. But when I seen him fight Jake Paul, he's not a boxer anymore, man. He's he's sold out, But I don't think he's got it in him anymore. All that is gone. The beast within him and all that, that's gone. He's just a shell of himself now. Not unless he's fooling everybody and playing possum, but that's what it seemed like to me. He couldn't move or nothing, man. I think he had hurt his knee or something like that. What do you think? You seen the fight?
I didn't see the fight, cousin. I knew it was fixed. That's why it
I
took so
mean,
long for them to make the fight because they kept holding it back because Jake Paul didn't want to get knocked out, man. So he paid Tyson enough money to just let him slide, man. Hello, Nelly. How you doing? Welcome in the Random Five.
I will fight Jake Paul, and I would do I would knock him out free of charge.
Yeah, he might pay you to let you win. he
Free of
might pay.
charge.
He might pay
I
you to let him
don't,
win.
I don't need no money from Jake Paul. I just want to fight him. But yeah, I'm around past my prime. I want to show Tyson, let Tyson know that when he was being a paper champ, I had already been in 40 fights. And I remember when people talk about Tyson, I would see how he fight. I said, man, I can fight that dude. I know I can, you know.
Be
And
careful.
the best way to fight Tyson is, defense and just stay away from him. Let him throw
Careful, man.
his crazy punches. Eventually, going to get tired by himself. Then you just outdo him. He always had a lot of openings, but I wasn't a boxer, so I never. When you got a referee interfering and it's just a fight, it's a whole different thing, right?
Be
Than
careful, man.
than than fights that are staged to be for somebody to win, like they do in boxing or Las Vegas. You could tell, the judging, how the judges are and stuff like that. The one of the fighters to me that was not a real freaking champ, to me is a chump, is Mayweather. And I'm saying it straight up. Mayweather, he never fought somebody fight somebody toe to toe. He always ran away, and like he was playing like he was fighting in the Olympics for points. That's all they would do. And then he had referee that always get in the middle, giving him the advantage. And he had judges that were paid off. To me, he's a chump. Pay me $1 million, Floyd. I'll fight you. No referee, no rules. I mean, no
That
referee,
way,
just 1-on-1.
that way
And
you can run. I'll
I'm
catch
going to
you
run
there.
away from him. Meet me in the middle of the ring, and we'll handle business.
You get on this bicycle and keep running, man.
That's what they do. And for those people that followed him while they're running, idiots. Nah, just stand there, let him come to you. Eventually, he's going to have to come to you or try to corner him or something, right?
You know who used to fight the same way, man? Sugar Ray Leonard used to fight the same way, man. He'd get on his bicycle and just hit you, run, tie you up. And to me, that's not a fighter, man.
Yeah. And what was the guy's name? The brothers, the ones that are they always challenging people, the chumps from YouTube.
Yeah, the Paul brothers.
Yeah, they don't even know how to throw a freaking punch. They're freaking garbage fighters, man. Any of the Pauls. Check it out. The one with Pokemon. I'll fight you for the Pokemon. Says if I knock you out, I get the Pokemon around your freaking neck. How about that?
There's one that boxes and there's one that's in WWE, man.
I'll get the Pokemon you got around your neck if I knock you out. You gotta meet me in the ring. Can't be running around. Hit me in the middle of the ring. I'm an old guy. Yeah, the Paul brother, the skinny one that's in the wrestling. Meet me in the
Logan.
ring. You know, not under your condition. Just, just for the hell of it. Not under your HBO Cinemax. I just want to knock you out to get your card from you, your Pokemon card, and I can do the hell whatever I want to it.
I can
Piss
see
you off.
you. I can see you, cousin. I choose you.
I see how you throw a punch, man. You might have the advantage with the reach because you're pretty tall, but I believe I can still knock the hell out and knock you out. I would have to probably drop down some weight to you're like a buck like a buck 95 205. The younger brother, the other guys, you say he's 260. We can go right now. I'm around that. Let's go. Book it. What was the guy's name that fought Tyson?
Jake Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Book it, Paul. Book it. You like fighting older men? I just want to knock the crap out of you. Knock you out, TKO you. I believe you got a soft shin. Yeah, that's how Tyson was talking, and look what happened to him. I know, Mike. You needed the money, man. You got children, and things to pay bills, so you took a dive. Hey, you did what you did, man. But to me, it's not about. It's about honor, man. It's about who you are as an individual. You have to have some kind of self-respect for yourself. Yeah, I'm talking shit.
1 hour, cousin. We've been on for an hour.
They were like, "There's this guy talking crap about your called spiritual encrypted encounters. He done challenge you, Mike. He done challenge you, Mike. Challenge the Paul brothers."
Hello, Cynthia. How you doing? The subject is strange spiritual events tonight. Like what, Abe?
And we're just talking crap right now.
Like Tyson not doing nothing, just standing there and getting hit.
He's done lost his mojo, man. Mike Tyson. I was expecting at least for him to try to bite his ear off. He didn't even get that. No, it looked like Tyson wanted to hit him, but he had to stay in script.
Yeah,
So
every time he got hit, the referee would go like that.
Yeah. I mean, lucky I didn't pay for the damn pay-per-view. I seen it for free. Oops. Because I already knew it was going to be trash, and I already knew it was already going to be fixed. That's all their fights is all fixed.
That's
Basically,
what I
what I'm
didn't buy
saying
that.
is they haven't fought a real fighter. Mike Tyson, you're not a real fighter. You've always been a paper chump. When you were with Don King, you was a paper chump then too.
Prison bitch.
So many people that look like you hit them, but you missed them by around this much, and they fall to the ground and they don't get up. It looks like you hit them with an elbow, but no, it's because you were missing them. They were paid to take a dive. So yeah, when you were under Don King, you was a chump then too, paper chump.
Look out, man. He's gonna find out you're saying that, man. He's gonna tell you, I'm gonna do you in the butt and make you like it. You're gonna call me daddy.
I'm just saying, man. He's a he was a paper shop then. He was a paper shop now. I can say it because I'm the king of the Pandingo fights. 40-0. That's why I'm talking shit. 40-0 Pandingo fights, undefeated. What are you gonna do, Mike?
All right.
You ain't gonna do a damn thing. Stay retired.
He's gonna eat your children.
I remember, they sent a video during this was during Operation Desert Storm. They sent a video and they're like, "Hey, we got the Tyson fight." Man, we're seeing the fight. He getting knocked out by Buster Douglas. I'm like, who the hell is Buster? Buster Douglas knocked him out, dude. I'm like, everybody was pissed off. All the people affiliated with the Black Panthers and all that, all the African American, they were all bragging about Mike Tyson this and he's a bad motherfucker. Man, he got knocked out by Buster Douglas. God dang it. I don't think that was staged. I think that was just an accident. How you gonna get knocked out by Buster Douglas, and then Buster Douglas goes to defend the belt, and he gets knocked out? The chump got beat by a chump.
He just wanted his own video game.
I'm just talking crap right now because I can. It's true events that happen, right? Strange spiritual events. And I'm just talking smack right now. Sorry about that, brothers and sisters. Just reminiscing a lot of things, when you train hard to become a weapon, right? And you put it into work, because boxing is a whole different genre. They have to meet weight and all this crap. I don't know why. Is they, that
in a
it that
real
is staged.
in a real
And it's
fight, weight and height mean nothing.
exactly. So when I would see this fights of weight and stuff, I used to fight people that were way bigger than me. You know, there was no weight limit or anything like that. You just fought.
Yep, my dad used to tell me, "You ain't gonna carry him. You're gonna whoop his ass." What does his height and weight got to do with anything? It's about skill.
It's about what about heart. What you got in here? It's on and in here. Studying your opponent.
It's not how you hit; it's where you hit.
Fighting is a sport, and fighting for your life is a totally different beast. It's true.
They'd be like,
UFC.
"Yes, right."
I
You'd be
see.
like,
I see UFC. To me, all that is a stage that's got a cage or referee is all BS, man. Because a real fight doesn't last that long. It's over in a matter of seconds.
"Yep, yep, yep." If you fighting for more than a minute, you got no reason to be fighting. Everything can be settled in the first three moves. That's all you got to do.
It's about taking out your opponent. But for them, it's more of entertainment. They're like, okay, you're going to last 3 rounds. Just go to toe to toe. And at the last round, you're going to let them win with a submission. You're going to let them win with this or that, you know. And it also goes by what the people are betting, right, in Las Vegas. So all that's fixed, and that ain't no different than watching the horses race. They look to see where all the money's at, and they'll make the horse that's supposed to be the least to win come out winning it sometimes. They're like, oh, we've never seen it run like this before.
Dude,
And the people that bet for the big horses, the big money, lose their money.
the last fight
So
I had, man, the dude threw one punch. He got blocked and rerouted. Got hit in the face, hit in the chest, and then got caught with a spinning hook kick to the face. He was out for like 15 minutes, man. I only hit him 3 times in less than a second or two, man. It was over. He picked the wrong
man,
one that day. He picked the wrong one that day, man. Pobrecito. I had to drag him off the property. I left him on the other side of the property, knocked out. Then he got up and stabbed me in my arm, and well, he's not around to tell the tale, man. Sorry about that, guys.
stabbed you in the arm.
Yep, right here, right there, and right there, and he got me right here.
So he was trying to take you out, cousin.
Yeah,
He's trying to go for your main artery.
yep. Uh, but still, man, he just should have just taken that ass whooping and left, and he would still be alive. Mario, hey Mario, you know when was the last time I touched some butt? A little while ago when my hand went through the toilet paper.
Said it was his last fight going to the restroom.
What's going on, little brother? How you doing, man? I hope this afternoon finds you and your family well.
The primo, last fight was going to the restroom.
But yeah, man, I haven't hit anybody in anger since then. I remember the training sessions I had with Mario when we lived out on the ranch, man. When I was showing him how to kung fu people up, man. And then Joe was teaching him boxing.
And you taught him kung fu, he taught him boxing. The only thing he learned was cockapoo, fighting with toilets.
Escape with an arrow victory.
Oh my gosh.
He said narrow victory.
He was playing the song from he was playing the song from Salt and Pepper when he was sitting on the toilet. Push it real good. Dun, 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 dun.
Yep. We made you a weapon, bro. Do you remember when you defended Gilbert?
He defended Gilbert. What happened?
Yeah, well, Gilbert's the only Carvajal that ever went to the Valley and got beat up.
Gilbert? Who beat up
Yeah.
Gilbert?
Some guy at school.
What
Gilbert
was his
was
name?
losing. I can't even remember, man. They were fighting over Chocolate Thunder.
Who's that? They were
Yeah, I
fighting
remember that too.
over
Huh?
a female.
Yeah.
Is it
Mario
when he
said,
got punched in the nose?
huh?
Did he get punched in the nose?
I don't remember, man. Yeah, Mario's laughing about it.
Where is he at, man? So we can talk about this. Where's Gilbert?
Mario. Mario says, I can recall when you and Brother Joe used to make me box and beat people up just for kicks. Yeah, I remember that, Mario.
Who are the? Who was he fighting for? Maria Mora?
No, Gloria something or other, man. I can't remember her last name. She used to be married to Cheese.
Gloria.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that the one that passed away?
Yeah.
Dang, where's Gilbert at?
Gilbert's tending to his wife, man, and then
So,
he's gonna.
so he got beat up by a guy?
Yeah, Mario had to go beat up the guy that beat him up.
Oh man.
Oh wow, I'm glad I wasn't there, Mario.
Damn. So
Yeah,
told you got Gilbert up the ground.
I remember, man. Gilbert got back todo revolcado.
Who was the guy that he fought?
Bye,
Miguel.
Monica. Have a good night. Rest well.
Man, we're just shooting the breeze here, man. We're not talking about anything strange. It's just talking about events. Just shooting the breeze.
Yeah, Gilbert gets upset when we bring that up.
Yeah, primo. Fighting over a morra.
I told him too, man. He claims he told me the same thing, Mario. Uh, oh man, he gets mad when we bring it up, man. He gets mad. It's messed
And
up when your baby brother's got to go defend you.
I thought he was in a little gang and shit. What was it called? The Little Rascals?
Well, not when he was over there, man. He wasn't in a gang till he came back over here.
Uh, what was the gang called? Little Rascals from Fort Worth?
I don't know, man, because the rest of the Carvajals didn't ever get beat up in Raymondville, man.
Eh,
But then again, he wasn't raised with us, man. He was raised by my grandfather, man. He wasn't cut from the same cloth as we were.
yeah.
He had no street experience when he went to Raymondville, man. When we went over there, man, we were veterans, man. We had already been in the gang for years, man. We knew what we were doing. But yeah, man, don't. If he watches this live, man, he's gonna get pissed because we brought that up.
Dang, primo. So you went from the Wolverine to Sabretooth now. No, you went from the Wolverine to Heathcliff.
No, well, he's not the Wolverine, man. He's Sabretooth, the one that's here right now. That's Wolverine. Gilbert's the older one, so he's a Mexican Sabretooth. Mario's the younger one, so he's
Yeah.
Wolverine, the Mexican Wolverine. Yeah, Cynthia. Yep, you got that. Damn that. What was his name? I can't even remember his name. Damn that Jay Pettis. Mario. Hey, Mario was there when that happened, Cynthia. When Jay Pettis threw that towel that he wiped his crotch with and it hit me in the face, Mario was standing right next to me.
Damn, primo.
Hey, I threw it back and it hit him in the face, man.
He was a Jay Pettis fan.
I hated Jay Pettis, and I still do to this day.
So you threw the towel at his face, and what happened?
Well, he just took it off his face, man. I threw it back because he hit me in the face with it, man. He threw it in the crowd and hit me in the face. Mario and Gilbert had been out at the lake drinking all day long, man. We didn't even go home to take a shower. We just went to the lake. We just went to the concert. See, Mario says, "Oh yeah," he's laughing. He was there.
So there was a strange event that happened. Yeah.
Yes, at Marine Park, Mario. You remember?
So when he threw the towel, it came slow motion.
Dude, I was turned
What
around, and
happened
then
to your
when
instincts, Primo?
I was turned around like that, man, when I looked forward, it was already right here. I couldn't.
Was you
That's all
was
I
you
could do.
was you drunk up your arse?
Yeah, man, we had been drinking all day. As a matter of fact, we were throwing beers at each other while we were swimming, man. I
I'm
remember
just
we hit
saying.
Gilbert. I remember we hit Gilbert in the forehead with a beer,
Training, you
and
should have been able to cut the towel a mile away.
I wasn't paying attention. I was looking somewhere else, man. When I turned around, it was too late. All I could do was
It
like
says it
just,
should have been the king, Primo. It should have
you
said
know,
coming in.
yanda in my mouth.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah. He was high as hell on that powder, man. He was sweating like a stuck pig, man.
Damn.
I hate that mother sucker, man. Le agarré un coraje a ese vato. So if I had him in front of me right now, man, I'd probably beat his ass. Yeah, we
So
had a good time again.
let's talk about some we're already hour. We'll be talking smack for about an hour and a half. I figure there's nobody going to jump on, so let's talk a little bit of let's talk about a strange spiritual events.
That was a spiritual event. That fool marked me for life, man. Yeah, we were baptizing each other with a damn beer in the lake, Mario. I remember we were out there, man. We were gone.
There was an event that I remember happened. Um, El Toro. That's where I used to go to the dances, and I had gone outside, and to get. I was trying to get the autograph of the band. Nobody would go to their bus, right? And I would go over there and see if I could get an autograph or whatever. And that day, I could hear a girl screaming, and I'm like trying to figure out what's going on, and I guess her dude or her boyfriend was choking her, man. And I looked, and she was like, "Help me," blah blah blah. And I told the guy, "Hey, leave her alone." And the dude's like, still choking the hell out of her. And then I told him to leave her alone, and I started going towards him, and freaking he let go and he ran and jumped in his truck. As he jumped in his truck, he peeled out, did a 360, and took off. Uh, then like maybe a minute, the girl's crying. The girl's friends come out and they're like trying to figure out what's going on, and they tell me thank you for helping her out, you know. But I just don't understand how girls will be with somebody like that, man.
I
I'm
never.
not sure it wasn't the first time that the guy choked her like that, you know. Como si se ha dicho, los chingazos ingren. That's how it seemed like to me that he had mental abuse over her.
I've never
Which
understood anything like that either, man.
she feared for his life, so the dude didn't, but I helped her. But it was strange how everything went down. I thought, I was ready to fight the dude, but he didn't want to fight because I guess I wasn't woman enough. The only thing he would fight is females.
Yep, yep. There's a bunch of guys like that. I've never understood what attracts a woman to something like that, man. And I've never been able to understand it. But then again, Like they say, nice guys finish last, man.
Yeah, uh, I'll see a lot of that. When I used to work at Walmart, I did have a strange event that happened up in there. Uh, but this is something different. I was looking for a layaway. Layaway department was upstairs. We had all the cubby holes and shelves where all the layaways when Walmart had layaways. And I was looking for a layaway. When I turned around, uh, something knocked me out, dude. Felt like something hit me. I got hit in the head. When I came back to, man, I had a big old lump on my freaking head. And I'm looking to see what I hit, but the only thing I seen up there was some vents, like, for the AC. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I hit the vent, but I had a big old chichon. Like it felt like something hit me hit me with a pipe or something. So it could have been that I hit that, but I lost the track of time. From the blow to the head. Till this day, I don't know what the hell happened. If I hit the thing or if somebody hit me with something. Could have been that somebody hit me with something. It happened so fast. There was a girl that used to work at the shoe department at Walmart. Okay, I think her last name was Garcia. She was Hector Garcia and the Garcias, her sister. She was dating this guy that was a football player, and when I would go, I was a stock clerk and I was cleaning. When we were fixing the clothes, I would always see her with bruises on her body. She had bruises in her arms. Sometimes she'll put a lot of makeup where I could see that she had black eyes. And, I was trying to figure out, I started thinking, well, I think this dude is doing something to her. And she would be scared. She'd say, don't say nothing to me. Don't talk to me. I guess because he was jealous or whatever, right? So then one day I was working in the vestibule and I'm cleaning out there. As I'm cleaning, I seen him and her outside and he's freaking grabbing her, man. Like, estrujando la gacho. He was a big guy, you know. And I went out there and said, hey, leave her alone, man. And he's like, who the F are you? Blah, blah, blah. And she was like telling me to stay out of it, stay out of it. I said, hey, leave her alone. Because in that time frame, I had already lost my mother. So you could say people like that would be uh, someone doing something like that would be like on site for me. Then I told him again, leave her alone, and he said, let's fight. And he didn't want to fight me, but he was trying to hurt her. And I unscrewed the stick on my broom, and I started going towards him. Man, he got in his vehicle. She got in the vehicle, and they took off. But he didn't fight me. I think guys like that, they're cowards.
Cowards, man. Cowards.
Honestly, lesser than a man.
Really? Hell off. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Oh wow. One of my uncles that was married to my aunt. Uh, But there was a day I was in our house because we lived still by our grandmother's house, but my grandma was already deceased, and they had moved in the house to live there. And one day, man, I just hear all kinds of commotion coming out of the house, and hear my aunt screaming, and he's beating the crap out of her inside the house. You know, this guy, he was in an accident where a semi truck came and hit him and his sister. His sister died and he survived, but he had like a metal plate on his head and shit. So he's beating the crap out of my aunt with his cane that he's got, and he can't even walk. He's limping and he's beating the crap out of her. You know, she comes running into her house. I mean, purple with black eyes, bleeding from the mouth. This dude comes in through her house and goes through her house after her and telling her, "When I catch up to you, it's going to be even worse for you." Blah blah blah. So they run back inside the house and he's beating her up in my grandma's house. And I grabbed I had this big old wrench. No, this wrench, and I went up over there and I yelled, you know, I said, "Hey, leave her alone." And he told me to shut up. And I told him again, "Leave her alone or else." And he's like, "Or else what?" You know, he come walking and he comes standing in front of me, and uh, and I'm waiting for him to swing because as soon as he was swing, I was going to hit him on the head with the this metal wrench. It was a big wrench, man. I was going to let him have it, you know. And I know where I was going to hit him at. It's going to be on that plate. In which, if I would have hit him with it, most likely he would have died, you know, because he was hurting my aunt. But yeah, those kind of people I have no respect, and I lost any kind of. I had no respect for that man after that, man. You know, I seen him at my aunt passed away, but I seen him at the pear show. But I just, you know, he tried to talk to me. I just ignored him, man. I had nothing nice to say to that dude. You know, so I said if I had nothing nice to say, I just don't say nothing at all. You know, but he passed away too already. You know, but yeah, it's some crazy shit. I used to see that kind of stuff in the military too, the army.
Yeah, I remember, man, during Raymondville, there was that dude that was in the Coast Guard, man, that used to be with that woman from the bar Tornado. He used to beat the crap out of her, man.
Tornado.
Yeah, yeah, Salvadorian lady or from Ecuador, someone from there. She was the little short one that worked with there at Olga's place. She was always after that white guy from the Navy, man, or something like that. And his dress uniform was white, and he would always beat the crap out of her, man. She had a little girl by him, and she left that little girl because they murdered her inside her trailer, man. They're in Raymondville.
The little girl.
No, they murdered her mom. That little girl got picked up by the state.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she woke up dead one morning, man.
Where she live?
She used to live in Raymondville, man, at one of those trailer places where they have the trailers and whatnot.
Trailer places.
You know, like little trailer parks they have inside the city limits.
But the only ones I knew there was like a trailers. Well, I don't know about trailer parks.
I know there's one right now. I know of one in Raymondville that's right across the street from the middle school.
I'm trying to talk about strange spiritual events, but it does it does I think all this that we're talking about does pertain to that, man, because what will make a person do something like that?
Yep,
We
yep,
talk
yep.
about spiritual. We talk about the DDN, you know, unclean spirits, demonic spirits. They're always finding an opening to attack. So there's a lot of mental abuse and physical abuse, which there
Yep.
has to be some kind of hatred or something within the individual that's causing damage
Dude,
to them to be the way they are.
you gotta really, 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 really hate somebody for you to take that life, man. Because nobody wants to take a life, man. There's gotta be something that's in you that will make you act that way, man. Because to take a life, man, that's just like the worst thing you can do to somebody. Because you could never apologize to that person or ever make up with that person because you took what he was and whatever he was gonna be. So yeah, man, like I said, for you to take somebody's life, man, there's gonna be some kind of deep resentment or hate, or you're just possessed by something, man, that makes you act out in that sort of fashion, man. Because nobody in their right mind would take anybody's life, man, just for the hell of it.
Spiritual openings is basically what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. Um, when you have no choice but to protect your vessel,
Yep.
you can protect it through prayer by type on every in Jesus Christ's name. But if it's coming strong at you, you know, it's always good to do have some kind of training, how to be able to block shots, how to be able to block and take away a weapon. But trying to do that with the Love Foundation, you have to stay calm and relaxed. Can't let the fear or the negativity affect you. If you start getting upset and the person that's coming at you has something on them, then it can try to attach itself to you. So it's important to when you do what you have to do that you still maintain your Love Foundation because this unseen enemy is always trying to find a way in and opening to attack. And the unclean spirits, they know what's in your heart. They know what opening you, spiritual opening you have, and they're going to try to come at you. They try to come at you by the spiritual opening that you have.
Yeah, I used to be like that, Cynthia, with my baby mama. Nah, I couldn't stand nobody even looking at her in her direction. But I got over that, and I'm not like that anymore, man. I learned that if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I
So I
mean,
was to our marker, guys. I want to say thank you to those that tuned in tonight that took the time to come and join us here in Spiritual and Cryptid Encounters. Any strange spiritual event that happened to you, Primo?
just well, we were speaking of, man. The guy that did this, uh, I could have handled it in a better way, but at that time, I saw no other way to protect my vessel.
But what opening was there? Was there several openings?
Uh, I can say it was because it started off as It started off as a fight, and he couldn't learn. He couldn't take the ass whooping I gave him, so he tried to stab me in the back, and that made me angry. And that's where the opening was. I was mad because he tried to stab me in the back. Exactly, Mario. Exactly.
Thank you, Sister Cynthia, for tuning in. I know I did a lot of talking about a lot of things, but this is another form of strange spiritual events, right? It's like, what do you remember that you did? What do you remember that you could have done to do it differently? Was there any other way to go about it? And sometimes it just happens so fast you react to it. However, it's coming at you.
Yeah. I still say to this day, cousin, there were many other options I could have took, but in the heat of the moment, what I was looking at, that was the only choice I had. But in retrospect, man, in hindsight, I could have just disarmed him and arrested him. Waiting for the cops to get there, but he wasn't alone. He was with like 6 or 7 other guys, man, and I had to take care of the immediate threat.
So, uh, cousin Tony did a good job showing you the kung fu he knew. Tio
Well,
Tony. Yeah,
yeah,
man, I believe he knew some things, man. Actually,
he
but he
did,
would
man.
keep it secret. He was, man. Tio Tony, his legs were strong as hell, bro. You try to push him or move him like anchors, man. He has some strong legs, and I was like, why does he have strong legs like that? I know
Because
he
he
would do,
walked everywhere. He did a lot of
but
walking, man.
strong. He had a strong lower body. So if he had a strong lower body, then that would mean that if he made contact with somebody with the power of his legs, he could TKO somebody if he wanted to.
Yeah, but come on, man. He told me he punched one dude and killed the 10 guys behind him. Come on, man. That's just too much to swallow, cousin. How you gonna hit somebody and the blow's gonna go through his body and kill the 10 guys behind him? That's a lot of power, man.
He would always dress up all in black at the karate on kung fu. Man, he was always there Saturday matinee, especially when he was kung fu when it was Bruce Lee.
I had the collection of Bruce Lee movies when I was staying there with mom, dude, and he'd come up in the morning and he'd be like, "Ole, vamos a mirar el mono. Saca la tele para afuera para mirar a Bruce Lee," and I would bring the collection out. We'd sit on the porch, man, and we'd watch TV.
Would he do his moves, man?
Yeah, he'd be like,
Yes, I remember Tio Tony, man. At the movies, would be Saturday matinee, and there he is on top of the stage, dressed all in black, looking like a Chuck Norris in Omega One.
"Well,
when Chuck Norris
Cynthia,
dressed all in black, Delta Force or whatever, and he had
you want to share that tomorrow, Cynthia? Tomorrow's open mic night."
the black mask on. He was up there doing a show of Bruce Lee dressed all in black and throwing kung fu shots and stuff, kicks, and the people were like, "Hey, get him off the stage!" Right where the
Yeah,
movie's playing, he was doing all that.
that's true, Mario. That was the only one he took a L from. Shit, I remember that there was a story that mom put three of Rachel through a wall.
Yeah,
Mom didn't play, dude. Mom didn't play at all. She Ooh. Thank you, Cynthia. Well, we're 10 minutes out from 2 hours, cousin.
Any other strange events that you remember growing up or whenever?
Well, there was a strange event, and I think I told it here before, cousin. I was working as a bouncer at that club where I worked, and I was standing in the parking lot, man, and this dude walked up to the entrance of the parking lot, and he told me that he was gonna kill me. And your other cousin Joe was standing right beside me. No, how you gonna let him disrespect you like that? Ese, estás dejando caer las banderas. No, que esto y que el otro. I go, bro, I'm working, no me estés alambrando. No, que tú que esto, you're too soft, que la fregada. Me alambró, primo. So I walked out there and I told the dude, ¿qué quieres, vato? Vete mejor. And he's like, no, then I'm gonna kill you. So I hit him in the head with my light producing instrument, and he took off running, man. I hit him like three more times in the back of the head with my light producing instrument, and I kicked him in the butt with my roper boots that I was wearing that night. I had some black roper boots that I was wearing. So I chased him like 2 blocks down the street. I came back and ahí viene de vuelta el vato. No, que I'm gonna kill you, que esto, que el otro. So I went back over there. Le di la madre de vuelta. I chased him again. I came back and he came back. And then your cousin Joe's like, then let me show you how it's done, carnal. This este que esto que el otro. He ain't gonna come over here faltando respeto. So he went over there and what's going on, Holmes? He went like that. The dude grabbed Joe's hand, and as soon as he grabbed his hand, Joe hit him with the left, man. Le dio como two uppercuts after the dude went down, and Joe wouldn't let go of his hand. He started stomping a mud hole on his ass, man, and he let him go. The dude was trying to crawl away, and Joe kept pulling him back to where people could see him getting his ass whooped. He started to crawl away again, and Joe would drag him back. Finally, Joe told him that's true. The dude sat up. When he sat up, Joe kicked his teeth out. And the thing that I think about now, man, was that maybe there was something inside of that man for him to come up and talk like that, man, because I didn't know him. I never seen him. For him to come tell me that he was gonna kill me just out of the blue, maybe he was bonded. He was possessed.
Yeah.
You know, I think about it now that I know what I know from being on this show.
Yeah.
But back then I didn't know, man, and Joe beat the crap out of that guy, man.
So somewhere is a guy that has dentures.
Yeah. He's got the footprints of nothing but Converse tennies on him.
So how old do you think it was? I mean, this guy when all this happened.
Yeah, back then he might have been about 30, 36.
Dang.
You know how your cousin is, man. He gets carried away once he starts whooping ass, man. He don't like to like just leave him. He goes ahead and goes for the
But
hit himself.
he had a crazy event that happened to him too down there in Raymondville. That I
Yeah,
remember. That he tell us a story about that one. I didn't know about it, man. I was in the military. I had barely joined the military when I heard that something
you mean
about
he wound up in the loony bin?
party. That they invited him to go out party at the dirt road or something. They hit him with a shovel or something.
Oh yeah, man. He jumped in for the Los Cuates Garza, man. Rudy and his brother, and he was beating that. He was a black guy. He was beating the guy up, and all of a sudden that dude sacó un garden hole, un asadón, and he broke his jaw with it.
With the
And
shovel,
then
no?
no, it was an asadón, man. It was a garden hole.
How can it be a garden hole, primo? It had to be a shovel.
No, era un asadón, primo. Let me tell you why. Not only did he break his jaw with it, he stuck it in his back.
Wow.
Yeah, se lo clavó en la espalda el asadón. And Joe tell you that it was an asadón. It was a garden hole.
I always thought he got hit with a shovel because they had to
No,
rewire his jaw.
no. He broke. It had a. The stick on it was an asadón for the field, so it had a real thick stick. And when he hit him in the jaw with that stick, it broke his jaw, and that knocked him out. When he fell down, that dude hit him in the back with the metal part and stuck it in his back.
So what was the fight for? What happened?
Well, apparently los Cuartes Garzas, God rest their soul, because they're both gone now. Um, they started some crap with that black guy, and then they couldn't fight. So they were getting their ass whipped, and your cousin Joe jumped in. And like I said, at first he had the advantage. He was beating that guy up, and then the next thing you know, he got hit in the jaw with the handle of of the hole. It broke his jaw, knocked him out, and then he stabbed him in the back
Well,
with
how
the
many
metal
guys
part.
were with the other guy?
Billy Stevenson.
Yeah, Billy. But how many guys were with him with Billy Stevenson?
I have no idea, Primo. I wasn't there. I'm just telling you what Joe told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were some violent people, Cynthia. You don't even know. You don't even know.
But Billy Stevenson had a mishap to him when he was because he was in track with me. Something happened to him at the coastal where he was pumping gas, and Pablo Garcia comes and freaking slice him with a knife right like in the throat area, cuts him. So I remember going to the track meet because it was like for the regionals or district, and Billy Stevenson got a band-aid here, and as he's running, you could see the air come out of his throat. Like you could see it, you could feel the air.
Wow.
That's how he had to go compete. So I think that the Pablo Garcia, I think he passed away too.
Yeah, man. He got 817 man in front of his house.
Was that
Somebody unalived him in front of his house, man.
Pablo? Whatever happened to the Mike?
He got unalived as well.
They came after him.
Yeah. The guy that unalived Pablo, you know him.
Who's that?
Can I even say his name here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, it was Rafa Elizondo.
Ralph Elizondo.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing to Mike.
No, man. Somebody else got Mike, man.
What's
Elizondo's
the story on that, man? All I know,
getting.
he passed away, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Anything.
Mike. Paulo got unalived right there. My daughter was a witness to that, man, because he shot him from my house, well, from Mary's house,
Hmm.
and dude, they left him out there long enough for the body to stink, man. They wouldn't take the body. Yeah, yeah, muerto right there in the street, and the body was still there.
Nobody would pick up the body from the ground.
The cops were there, man. They wouldn't let nobody in the neighborhood, man.
So the dude that killed him, he went to prison.
Yeah, he been locked up, man. He been there about, man, since 2000, man. I guess it's 2000, dude. They gave him a quarter, and then he appealed, and then they gave him a 50 piece. So he's gonna be in the probably the rest of his life, man. They gave him when he appealed instead of 25, they gave him 50.
And Mike, the same thing happened to him, but somebody else
I guess somebody else took him out, man. But you know
in
how
Raymond.
Raymondville is. Yeah, you know how Raymondville is. If you don't know who you're messing with, then you pay the ultimate price, man. You know how it is there.
But you don't know
No,
who
I don't.
unalive.
I don't know who unalived him, dude, because it says Raymondville is brutal gang territory now, man. You got a lot of MA, you got a lot of TS, you got a lot of Las Unidas, you got a lot of TCBs. So yeah, man. If you don't know who you're messing with, dude, then you're gonna get unalive there in Raymondville, man. You remember Choche, the one that used to work at the Galaxy? Yeah, somebody knocked on his door when he answered. They shot him in the face, dude.
Jorge Salceda.
Yeah, right there in front of his pop.
They never found out who did it.
Yeah, somebody from La M.
How was he affiliated with the MA?
I have no idea, Primo. I wasn't living there when that happened. I found out because I went looking for him, and they they told me what had happened to him.
Well, they will call him Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws. But yeah, man, so right now, man, everything's gang related there in Raymondville, man, and you don't see nobody walking the streets during the day. Yeah, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you see all the zombies walking around.
It's
Everybody's
crazy,
hooked.
man.
Everybody's hooked on that stuff, man. They come out
George
at
was
2 or 3 o'clock in
he
the
was a pretty
morning,
good
man.
guy, man.
He was a
Jorge.
good guy, man. We started off as enemies, but then we were friends, man. He was one of my best friends.
He just he would talk a certain way because he kind of dropped out of school. So education wise, that's crazy, man. I didn't know they had done that to him, man.
Yeah, yeah. They did
I
that to
heard
him.
something about the Jaws, somebody named Jaws, that somebody had murdered him.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I think they put a big old fencing around that house, his dad's house. Ever since then, they put a big old fence around that house. Yeah, things ain't like when the DLF gang ran around Raymondville, man. Things are a lot different now, man. You have to be very aware of what goes on, and somebody knocks at your door in the middle of the night, you better come prepared for business, man, because it's you never know.
Could be a drug addict.
It could be somebody that got sent to to carry out a hit on you, man.
That's it. Yeah. But we went through that. Remember?
But now nobody wants to fight. Everybody wants to pull a firearm. God bless you, Clint W.
God bless you, brother
No,
Clint.
we weren't on Paranormal Roundtable earlier. That's cool, Clint. So yeah, man. Like I said, if you ever go back to Raymondville, Primo, you better be packing, man, because nobody does fist fighting anymore. Everybody packs.
Everybody wants to pull out a gun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, we reached the 2 hour mark.
Yeah. We did a lot of talking for about 10 minutes. Dang, man, that's crazy. But there was already strange events happening there. You know, Raymond has always been bad. All the people were being found in the canales dead, and the sugar cane like Iñeña did.
What about that lady that wound up in
Not
that water pipe at Hargill Lake?
one something that was missing for freaking 20 something years, and they found the car. It was like a pimp. They found his car over there by the at the pier, in the water in the water. Like they drove his car off the pier in Port Mansfield
Wow.
at the public pier. They got a car on there, drove it and drove it off the pier. That dude was missing for years. It's been shady for a long time. It's kind of like going to Vegas. What's the saying when you go
What
to
happens
Vegas?
in Vegas stays in Vegas.
There you go. I know I had a hit off for me for a lot of years.
It's not the same in Remerville,
The
man.
person
What,
that placed the hit on me, he
what
died.
happens in Remerville, everybody knows. Porque son chismosos. Yeah, man.
Just put it this way, it's so bad there that if you
People
fart,
know how bad it smells.
they'll see how long the fart lasted, if it sounded juicy,
it
or it was nothing but how
became
they'll
it
rate the
became
fart.
it
That's
became with a
how
prize.
real nosy people there. They got nothing else better to do. There's no jobs. The driving that they had, they took it out. The theater that they had, they took it out. So
You have to be.
the only thing that people do is at that time frame that I remember was just see what the neighbor is doing. Be spying. I
Gossip
spy.
about your neighbor and then try to sleep with his wife.
Jeez. People would hear La Llorona at the canal from home. Yep. La Llorona. Oh my God. Laughing my ass off, Abe. But it's true. I'm not lying. Uh, our neighbors were the caballeros, and every time my friends would come, we'd be drinking a quart of beer. They'd always be looking through the blinds to see what we're doing, right? So this day, I drank a couple of I would drink quarts of Budweiser. You know, I was into the Bud Light stuff. I was Budweiser, so I had to drink a couple of quarts of Budweiser, and there they are. I see the three heads, the mama, la hijas, and looking through the window to see what we're doing.
Uh,
And so I said, "Fuck it."
I think McAllen is
I moved.
45 minutes away from Raymondville, Mom Bruce.
I brought down my shorts and mooned them. Showed them the full moon. Man, they closed the blinds and shut off the lights, and they're still spying on us. Good old Weedy Weedy.
It's about 45 minutes from Raymondville to McAllen, no, primo?
Yeah, it's not that far away. The back way, 35, 40 minutes. hmm on 77, Raymondville is like the first town going into the valley.
Yeah,
Sarita will be one of them, but that's further out. But Raymondville, you got Raymondville,
Lyford, Combs,
Lightford,
Matthew
Sebastian,
Combs,
Cobbs, right? Combs, and then
Harlingen, and
Harlingen.
then you keep going till you wind up in Brownview.
Then on the other side, on 281, I think the first town that's there is San Manuel, going the other way to hit all the other to 281. It's always been San Manuel.
Yep, yep.
I haven't been there in a long time. It's been years. Man, it's sad, man. I'm sad because of George. He was always mad, man. He was always mad about things, and he really took the job seriously as a running the Galaxy.
No, that's it.
He had he kept a lot of keys on him, and he wasn't responsible for a lot of things. The Galaxy, cutting grass, and all these kind of things for that man, and that's sad, man.
Yeah, the last time we went out there, man, that galaxy doesn't even exist, man. There was no video games in Raymondville.
No arcades, no
No,
nothing.
nothing. You got maquinitas. El Toro Ballroom is full of the maquinitas.
I think when I went there, the only thing that they had that I seen was the stripes, the and all those restaurant, the little gas stations that sell tacos and all that.
They have a lot of food places there, man.
That's pretty good. They were pretty good tacos, but uh, the panaderia still exists,
Yeah,
right? The
Laura's.
bakery.
Yeah, but they only accept cash there now, man.
Oh wow!
Can't get anything with survivors anymore.
But anyways, I think we're gonna call it a night. I want to say thank you to those that tune into Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. If Cousin Jesse feels better tomorrow, open mic night, whoever would like to join in and share a story, you're more than welcome and come and join. Uh, open mic night is on Tuesdays and Thursdays here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Give you the platform to share whatever you want to share dealing with uh, paranormal, spiritual, cryptid, aliens, whatever you want to share, amphibious creatures. Uh, this what we're here for.
We can talk about
To share whatever you.
hippopotamuses and hungry hippos. No, I'm just playing.
But yeah, I tell you, Mondays is always the slowest night for us.
Yeah, I haven't
That's
seen Madeline all night.
I don't know if she was here or not.
Nelly,
They're probably still live.
Nelly was here, but not Madeline. Lawrence wasn't here.
They were going strong. Uh, yeah, I think they're still live right now. Still live over there. Yeah. Um, I think tomorrow during the day I'm going to do a live dealing with the military. Uh, my friend, he's a retired first sergeant, and he wants to do a show with me tomorrow. So I will be going live with him tomorrow, uh, early in the morning. We're going to do a live. I don't know when he's going to put the show out or whatever, but I'm doing a live with him, and it's about the time that I served in the military. That's what the show is going to be
All right,
about.
cousin, I'll be looking for it.
And he remembers that I was always being a spiritual guy because I would say certain things, but I didn't want to scare nobody. But yeah, tomorrow he's gonna come by and we're gonna do the show for his group dealing with people that serve with him in the military.
Cool.
Uh, that'll be in the morning that I'm gonna do the show with him. I know you must see a whole different side of me because I've seen a lot, I've been through a lot. Just sometimes when you're a soldier, um, you're just supposed to not say nothing back to when something is happening. But I'm not in the military no more, so I can say whatever the hell I want to say. You know, so it's gonna be one of the shows that it's gonna be deep, man, because I've been through a lot. No, there's one thing when you deal with it, you deal what's in combat or whatever you got to face, but then when you have to face other people that are supposed to be your fellow soldiers, and you have to face them. It makes it that much complicated to be able to stay focused on the mission or to try to make a living out of being a soldier because obstacles are being placed in your way. So tomorrow you're gonna see the other side of me. Because I'm gonna put it out there, everything that I go through, and it's not just when I was in the military. I still go through things now. You know, that's why you say strange spiritual events. Well, there's strange things that happen all the time to me, especially when I go to the VA facility. You could say I have a target on my back. A lot of these people, they know where I've been in the front lines, so they know that I'm not just a veteran. I'm a combat veteran. You see, that's the difference. I'm a combat veteran, which I actually was in combat and seen some things. I know, cousin Jesse, you're feeling tired, cousin.
My eyes starting to feel uncomfortable, man. It looks all swollen from right there.
But if you want to say your farewells,
Yeah,
primo,
I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in once again. Enjoy when you come in here and spend some time with us and saying that may the Lord bless you in the morning and give you all of the blessings you got coming. And may the Lord protect you while you sleep. Cousin Jesse, I'm out. See you on the next one, cousin. Bye, Cynthia.
they're just well, that was my job, you know, a tanker. Seen a commercial on TV where there's a tank flying in the air. I want to go do my test and everything. They tell me, what do you want to be? Said we can put you in the infantry. I said I don't want to be on foot. I said, what do you want to be? You can be a cook if you want to. I said, well, I seen a commercial where there's a flying tank. You know, oh, we got you. You can be a tank. You can do that job. I'm 19 years old. I didn't think about that. The job that I chose was the front lines, right? I was 19. The recruiters are not going to talk you out of it because they're just trying to make their quota. So that's where I went to. A tanker, front lines, straight through the front lines. You know, combat because I'm MOS. We're automatically, literally the first ones to go. The armor, whether it's tanks, field artillery, um, we're the first ones to be out. The engineers, the first ones in the front line, right? But yeah, I'm gonna talk about a lot of things tomorrow with my friend uh, Corey Stevenson. He's a retired first sergeant. Uh, we had the same rank, but I left the military and he stayed in the military, climbed the ladder. Um, he's a retired first sergeant, and he's a combat veteran too. Then we had another friend that we all used to be the same rank at one time. He's a retired sergeant major, but yes, I would be doing live early in the morning. That's why I wanted to call tonight because I got to do the live in the morning and then I got to do the show at nighttime. But I'm going to have a busy week because I got some appointments that I got to go attend to also. You're welcome, Sister Cynthia. But in saying that, this is Brother Abe Cias, Sarcia signing off. If I do go live, I will share the link probably on my news feed. If he's going to go live, then people can see that. Well, I don't know how it's going, or he's going to just do a recording. I'll let you know something. In saying that, good night, everybody. God bless you all. Keep keep us in prayer. There's some bad storms coming through. I believe earlier when it was pouring, they had some 2 tornado sightings. So rain is still supposed to be coming through this area all throughout the night. Keep us in prayer. Good night, everybody. This is Brother Abe CS, RCS signing off from Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Good night.